The recent tax reform is the biggest change to the tax code in 30 years. It impacts virtually everybody. That includes small business owners, those who are self-employed, as well as families and homeowners. Block Advisors Ramon Vasquez is here to share tax tips for 2019. Good morning, Ramon.
Good morning.
How does the tax reform impact small business owners and the self-employed?
Small business owners and self-employed are going to see some of the largest changes this year. One of the biggest is going to be the qualified business income deduction, which applies to those that file as sole proprietors, partnerships, and S-corps. What that is it allows them to take up to 20% as a deduction of their qualifying business income.
So that's up 20%?
Correct.
What changes should homeowners expect this tax season?
Homeowners can definitely expect some changes as well. One of the largest being that under the old tax law, you were able to write off or deduct up to the first $1 million of qualifying mortgage debt. And that was for first and seconds as well as home equity lines of credit. However, under the new tax law, that amount has been reduced from the first $1 million to the first $750,000 of qualifying mortgage debt. And while that may not impact most or as many taxpayers, those in high residential real estate cost areas are going to see more of that impact.
Any other advice for homeowners?
They can also expect to see a cap placed on the amount of state and local taxes that they claim, or SALT for short, and that's your real estate property taxes, personal property taxes, and then as well as any general sales or income tax.
And what advice do you have for those with unreimbursed business expenses?
I would encourage them to talk to their employer and see what can be done about meeting them halfway on business expenses that they incur for their job. In the past, drivers, especially truck drivers, were able to deduct their mileage as well as any out-of-town costs like per diem. Individuals that were journeymen or anybody that was a tradesman, so your electrical workers, carpenters, pipe fitters, things like that, they could also deduct per diem as well as the cost of tools, equipment, supplies, union due fees, things like that. And unfortunately, it just does not exist anymore.
And what are you telling taxpayers to help them avoid surprises at tax time?
I would encourage them to go to our website, blockadvisors.com, and we have several tools as well as calculators that help them see what their current tax situation looks like, and then they can always reach out to an office. We have what's called a 365 tax plan, and what that does is it allows us to look at how their filing situation looked like for the prior year, and then make any suggestions that they could use for the current or following year. And then what we do is we couple that with our mid-year review process, where we take a look at the last 6 months, we see how the tax year is going for them, and then make any changes for the following 6 months. And then this way there's no surprises whenever they come time to file April 15th deadline.
Where can taxpayers go to find more information?
They can go to blockadvisors.com. They can go to a local office. We're open year-round, and we're always willing and ready to answer any questions.
Ramon, thank you so much for your time today, and we'll be right back with more Midday Maryland right after this. Stay tuned.